Okay, welcome to another evening in paradise. Now this is the second time I've done this video because the first time I done it, it turned to shit on me and the sound didn't come out. So unfortunately I've got a lot of footage that is not working. So we're jumping a few steps ahead now because of that, and I'm just showing you where we're up to. We're very close to a fire up, or a hopeful fire up. I have the engine back in the car. It is all mounted properly. We have our exhaust manifold all wrapped up top to bottom. We have our turbo beanie on. We have our wastegates mounted. We have our pipes going to our wastegates all heat protected because they run not too far from the exhaust, but they are wrapped in heat protection sleeve, and we have a wideband sensor in. We're looking all good. I've got my injectors in, 1000 Bosch, 1000cc Bosches. Everything's mounted up. Our alternator's good. Our oil filter's in there. Everything's clear. So I'm up to the point now where I'm going to do I've got some hosing done there. So now I'm up to the point where I've just got to do some wiring, make an engine loom, and over here I have made an engine loom. Isn't it pretty? This is from this end here. We have our air intake temperature, which is inside. I'm going to mount the sensor inside the car rather than in the hot engine bay, inside where the pipework goes through the firewall, so that's not exposed to engine bay temperatures, which I know from the last V6 it caused a few little issues in terms of heat soak and then running lean after a hot start. So I've decided to move the sensor into the passenger compartment where the pipework is. This plug here is our main plug that feeds the rest of the car in terms of rev counter and signals and O2 and stuff like that. We have our little fuse box, relay box there. Obviously got to put some relays in there that control a few things. And this is my ECU. It's a Speeduino based ECU. It's from Australia. It's a drop beer. It's pretty nifty. It's a 8-channel sequential capable computer. Has lots of features. It runs Tuner Studio software, same as a Mega Squirt, things like that, and all Speeduino based ECUs. Has pretty much 90% of the features of top line ECUs, and yeah, and it's sort of half the cost, so we'll see how we go. I run this is the one that ran the V6. Anyway, so that's our main loom. There's a big grommet there for it goes through the firewall, and then we have all our bits and pieces. There are our 4 injectors, sequential injection. Up here is our 4 R8 reds, coil pack plugs, and all the other bits and pieces. Our what have we got here? Crank sensor, cam sensor, a few earths, bits and pieces everywhere, TPS, air temp, coolant temp, and what have you, boost solenoid, everything's there. And so that is actually all completely finished. It's all been pinned out, checked. It's ready to go into the car, and I have the good thing about this is I can just unplug it and put it on the bench. We'll put it next to the laptop, and I have put the latest firmware into it, and I have put a bass tune in there, following our online guide, to hopefully get a bass map and get the thing started. So yeah, so unfortunately, like I said, this video is a bit lacking in the detail how I got up to this stage, but that's fine. because I said my microphone crapped out last time and there was no sound. But we're all good to just about ready to go. I've got my oil line on my turbo over there, which is loose, ready to check for oil coming through. And what else? Oh, I've got some wiring to tidy up down there, which is sort of the wiring for the car's wiring for the gauges for the oil pressure and temperatures and things like that, to just sort out, to run as a separate loom onto the engine, because it's not ECU related. And I've just got to make up a return line from the rail back to the regulator. So the first fire up is close. I'll get this loom installed and just tidy up this wiring, and we will just about be there. I haven't got any coolant lines on it yet, and I haven't done my shifter cables, but it will be able to be started. Well, hopefully it'll start, never know. It will be able to be started, and we can see what this thing sounds like, because I can't wait to see what that 4-inch straight through sounds like. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And unfortunately I had a faux pas with one of these wastegates, and I've had to shift the top around to get the ports in the right place, and in doing so I stripped a grub screw inside it and made a bit of a mess. So I've just got to sort that little problem out, and then it will be all good. Only that one wastegate, not that one, just that one. So yeah, I've got to make up a terminal for my power cable, main power to the starter, and other little bits of wiring. I don't know if I've shown you this, but I have a clutch line now, and I have a clutch that works. I put the original clutch pedal back in, modified the crap out of it in terms of getting it to fit under there with I've put another micro switch on the pedal that's adjustable for the launch control, flat shifting, what have you. And it was a very, very tight fit in the front where the fuel tank is, but it all seems to work. The pedal feels quite stiff and heavy, I suppose, as expected. And I don't think I've even shown you. I'll try and put a picture in if I can figure out how to put a picture in a video of the clutch that's in there. It's a Chinese twin plate Lighten flywheel, chromoly flywheel, and a twin plate clutch with a sprung center, so it's not completely race, but it's got a sprung center which will hopefully help be a little bit smoother than a full race one. So that's the plan. Right, I'll get this in and we'll see what happens. Hopefully in this video we will see this thing start, and all I want to see is that little wheel there goes. Okay, we have progress. Now I've slapped this wire loom on. As we can see here, I've put a dummy lead in it, hooked up to a timing light. I've hooked up everything. I've pulled the fuse for the injectors so that it can't run any fuel for it, and I'm trying to sort out my trigger angle. So I've taken the top cover off. Unfortunately my arms are not long enough to turn the key and visually look at the pulley at the same time. I tried to video it with this phone, but I couldn't quite make heads or tail of what was happening. So anyway, must be the frame rate or something. Anyway, so I've calibrated my TPS. I've got the laptop plugged in. Everything's ready to go. It has got a spark. Everything looks good. This thing will fire up. It's just a matter of getting my angle right. So I'm just working on that now. So I'll see what I can do, and we'll get it sorted. So yeah, I've got some engine oil in it. I have run the oil out of the pipe hose for the turbo. The wiring sort of semi slapped on there. There's one little area I'm not quite happy with. It's too close to a bit of sharp metal, so I need to just figure that out. I still have the wastegate to sort out the little internal grub screw that's broken in it. And yeah, so just in a little bit more wiring for the oil pressure gauge and stuff like that, separate to the main engine loom. So I'm going to try and work out what I can do with the this timing, put the fuse in for the fuel, and I reckon it might make a noise, hopefully. Holy fuck. Well, that was a bit of a rarity. I fucked around with the trigger angle for a while to get it in the ballpark on the top pulley even. Put the fuse in and the fucking thing just fired up. It was idling at 12:1 ratio, which is good. It sounds a bit rattly, but I think that might be the clutch. I'm hoping it's the twin plate clutch just rattling around. It's got a sprung center, but it's like a hubbed sprung center. It seemed to smooth out just off idle. It's not too loud, maybe a little bit loud, but no, it's alright, it's fine. Yeah, that was quite exhilarating. So yeah, I've got to do obviously some fine tuning with the timing. It was running at top dead center then when it should have been running at 15 or so before. So I've still got a bit of trigger angle work to do. Well, at idle it had enough juice to turn the turbo, so it's a good sign. Yeah, I'll keep on working away and see if we can get a little bit better result, but I can't run it for too long obviously because it's got no coolant in it. So see what happens. Whew, man. Alrighty, right, lots of little loose ends to tie up here. There's a whole, firewall in, coolant lines to run, and obviously the gear shift cables. I've just rung up the axle guy. He hasn't done them yet, but he assures me we'll get them soon. So yeah, everything's all good. I've been playing with the settings a little bit. Got it to start and run a little bit better than before. But, still, obviously, it's absolutely virgin map in there, so I'll just see what happens. Yeah, I have to admit it sounds quite good. Sounds pretty throaty. So, yep, give it time. We'll get this all together, and that'll be it for this video. It was a bit short and sharp and all over the place, but we got there in the end. So, main thing is it's going, and this thing needs a clean. Next video will be buttoning up with little bits and pieces, gear shift, coolant lines, and piece it together. And hopefully we'll get these axles in, we'll be able to get it sorted. Nice. Alright, thank you very much for watching. See you later. Bye bye.